we're helping people get voice that don't usually choose to have voice.
Or it's difficult for them to find it. That's true.
Me and my staff will be there operating a fully functional sign shop, but we're also making a passive income, charging you to charge your car and selling you gentrified snacks.
I had no idea what those words meant a few months ago, but not that it matters, but there's a whole bunch of things we have to just basically check the box and say,
of course.
Yeah, we've had an independent expert verify that none of those bad problems are going to happen again. We're not going to kill the fish. We're not going to mess with them.
And no one wants to put their name to stuff like that.
Cameron,
It's you people.
It's our guests, or our listeners. Oh boy.
All right. Well,
You are the writer of death. That's great.
No, I appreciate that.
I can so see it.
I think that purpose-driven growth is something that can be achieved in a lot of different scenarios. So instead of just grow to grow, putting a purpose behind it. And what was really fascinating was as we were growing the community and doing these reach outs, decision makers who may not have talked to us gave us a response.
We can't get lower than 0. We've already been at 0. So
I mean, that is yet another very strong lesson to learn if you're going to start a new business.
I think that when you're in a tight spot, like when you're in a tight spot, you're having a hard time. And it's like, conceptually that getting through this will get you to where you need to be.
So you're going to have to persist and get through it.
I always say, in order for whatever it is you're dreaming about to come about, you got to be different. And the only way to be different is for that old self to kind of fall apart.
And everyone
so that you can rebuild it in the way that supports that vision, right?
I haven't done so much of that lately. And you see the people who are, clearly bicycling 120 miles a day or something like that's meditation for them, or running. But sauna is one of those places where you're saying you find meditation in that practice.
Gen Xers were always like the really cool, like teenagers or grown-ups when I was like a kid, right? And so it was always like you guys were super cool. Well,
Back then we were.
That's right.
Actual purpose to this kind of somewhat silly sometimes show is to give you real life lessons in entrepreneurship. That's what we're here for.